James, we might need a microphone stand tonight. I'm not sure yet. Our guest speaker's not here. We'll have to ask him. If you'd like to come and light a Shabbat candle, we seem to only have 2 lit. Please come forward and light a Shabbat candle before we begin services. Please come forward and light a Shabbat candle. Ooh, nice haircut. If you would like to light a Shabbat candle, please come forward. Welcome to Kol Tikva, where service never starts on time. No, there are a couple that always, wise. They start on time. Yeah. You've got a couple of minutes left if you want to come light a Shabbat candle. Come and light a Shabbat candle. Shabbat candle's going for $9.95 tonight. Lisa Hanish, can you bring me a tallis? Thank you. Suit, no tie. It's Shabbos. Oi. Shabbat Shalom, Lily. There's
Check.
Marcia and Lee. Where is your granddaughter? We'll just delay the hafta for about 2 hours. Marcia, if your granddaughter doesn't come, we're going to make you lead the hafta. You have not yet lit a Shabbat candle. You have 2 whole minutes to do it. 2 whole minutes. Take the ramp. Woo. Yeah, you learned the lessons. Shabbat Shalom. Please come forward and light a Shabbat candle. We have 2 trays of Shabbat candles open to the community. Come on forward and light them, please. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. We have 28 seconds left to light a Shabbat candle. Come on forward. Yeah. I see 2 more candle lighters coming forward. Yeah, thank you. Good example of the ramp. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is great to see everyone here this Friday night. We're going to be honoring Shabbat. We are going to begin the celebration of Elise Rossman's bat mitzvah. And hopefully they'll make it in a few minutes, her and her family. I know they're driving from the west side, so traffic has been quite crazy over the last few weeks. And we're also going to be focusing tonight's service on disabilities. Can you hear me? Huh? My wife is giving me signals. I know, but I'm just going to keep going. I'll try. Should I start over, Lisa? Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. You know who's in charge of our relationship, can you tell? Tonight, we're going to be doing a number of things. We're going to be honoring Shabbat. We're going to be celebrating Elise Rossman as she begins her bat mitzvah weekend. And we're also going to be focusing our ideas, our thoughts tonight on disability. Because tonight is the night we focus on, JDAME, Jewish Disability and Inclusion Month. It comes every February. And every February, I always have to remind all of you, just because we have a month where we think about disabilities doesn't mean that it's just that 1 month we should be considerate to others. We have to realize that these, themed Shabbats come up because we should remember, but just by remembering doesn't mean we shouldn't do always. Shelley Christensen, in the Jewish Community Guide to Inclusion for People with Disabilities, once wrote, "We do not do things for people with disabilities, we do things with people with disabilities." As we pray tonight, let us remember that each one of us is unique, that each one of us has strengths, that each one of us has challenges, and our goal as a religious community is to include everyone. In order to achieve that goal a number of years ago, the board created a position whose portfolio included inclusion. And Lisa Sage has held that position, I think it's 5 years now? I'm sorry? Yeah. And she's done an admirable job. She has one of the, largest committees of any group in our synagogue, and the programs they plan, the activities they do are always, always worthwhile. They expand our knowledge, they make us better people and better Jews. So we're going to be, having Lisa come up later tonight, and she's going to be introducing our guest speaker. Our guest speaker is another congregant, Jake Sherb, who I know will enlighten us with his words. Jake, there are a lot more people than the applause you just heard. I just want you to know. We're going to begin our service on page 150 with Hinei Ma Tov, how good it is when we gather together.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לי, לה לה לי. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לי, לה לה לי. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
We turn to page 138 for Lachado D. Moses turned to God and said, I am slow of speech and heavy of tongue. And God responded, who made a human being's mouth? Or who makes one mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Isn't it I, God? And then God makes an accommodation for Moses by providing Aaron to speak for him. In Exodus, later in the story, after Moses has come down from Mount Sinai a second time, his face is literally glowing, and it never stops glowing. His contact with holiness has made him different, and it scares the Israelites, so he's forced to cover his face the rest of his life with a veil. This is what our Torah teaches us. The Israelites make him hide his difference. They could not understand his change. So I have to ask you tonight, are you like God in your actions? Do you make accommodations? Or are you like the Israelites who expect someone else to change so that you feel comfortable? What accommodations should we make for others? And how do we face down our fears so that we are open to all? In Genesis, we are taught about B'Tselem Elohim, that we're each created in God's image. Each one of us is unique. Each one of us is holy, just as is God. And if we can remember that, then we will remember to treat each other with respect, and then we will be a true kehilah, a true community. The Sabbath bride comes every Friday night, not just for some of us, but for all of us. The Shabbat bride comes for the community as a whole. So let's welcome her. Page 138. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, rising on the last verse and facing the back door if we are able.
Lecha dodi likra kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו תפארת ולצילה. לך דודי לקרא כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה בראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקרא כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי כי באורך ומאורי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה בני שבת נקבלה. אוי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
You may be seated. That is, unless your name is Glenn or Vera, and then I'd like Glenn and Vera to please come forward tonight. Can you guys, Glenn and Vera, can you come on and join me up on the bema? They know not to step up. I'm very glad when people take the ramp. So first, let's all yell out, happy anniversary. This is 30 years for Glenn and Vera, and we are honored to have you in our midst celebrating. Is it tonight specifically? So this is the actual 30th anniversary. And did you purposely wear matching shirts? I really like that, though. I have a blessing that I want to offer to the two of you in honor of this special occasion. And then Joel and I will bless you with the priestly benediction afterwards. I'd like to take a tallis first and place it around your shoulders. Glenn and Vera, may you always cherish all the joys that have been birthed during your years together. May you always cherish your accomplishments and all of your triumphs. May you always cherish a love which is not dissipated but grown each year of your lives together. Never forget that any challenge presented to you can be solved with a smile, a touch of a hand upon the other's hand, and of course a simple word that speaks of love. We pray that the holiness that surrounds you each day, the holiness of this moment, the holiness of all future moments, may it always be present in your lives, blessing you and blessing you fully. And together we say, Amen. We're now going to offer you the priestly benediction.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you, and the two of you together as one soul.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God always shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom shalom.
May the blessings of your union always, shine so bright that they give peace and love and care to those you surround yourself with, family, friends, children, grandchildren. May they always be blessed by the two of you. And together we say,
Amen.
Simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yehelanu,
Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ובכל ישראל, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ובכל ישראל, דוד מלך ישראל, חי חי וקיים, דוד מלך ישראל, חי חי וקיים.
Mazel tov. And I'm going to send you guys back to your seats. Mazel tov. I want to give you congratulations. We continue with Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Our rabbis taught, I am God's creature and you are God's creature. My work is in the city and your work is in the field. I rise early and I go to bed early. You rise late and you go to bed late. Just as you do not presume to do my work, I don't presume to do yours. Yes, we seem to be different. So you say, I do much and you do little? Well, we have a tradition. One may do much or one may do little. One may rise early and go to bed early, or rise late or go to bed late. It is all the same, provided one directs one heart to heaven and to holiness. We can all be so different in so many ways. Ultimately, all that matters is that we direct our hearts towards holiness. And we can do that through prayer, through praise, through song, through action, through joy, and through blessing. We can even do it through a couple of angels, like the angels will sing to for Shalom Aleichem. We need to realize that the same angels come and bless each and every one of us every Shabbat. And maybe one angel likes to sleep in and the other doesn't. It doesn't make any difference. They're still angels. Shalom Aleichem, page 140.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Leshalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni Leshalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
At the beginning of the service, I mentioned we have a bat mitzvah tomorrow. Lisi wasn't in the room at the time. You should stand up because we should all give her a big round of applause as she starts her. And don't sit down yet. You're going to bring your whole family forward to light our Shabbat candles. So bring your family with you. You can bring your grandparents too. Even your little brother. Bring everybody with you. Come on up onto our bima. We're going to have you guys light our Shabbat candles tonight. Right over here. Who's lighting? As the candles are lit, they form a gateway through which Shabbat, the Sabbath bride, and the Sabbath angels all enter our lives for the next 24 hours.
Ya la 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 la
That's about as good as anyone's done in about 2 months.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya ra ra ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר וציוונו להדליק נר וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
We continue with the Baruch found on page 146. Please rise if you are able and face the ark.
Lai la lai la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 la lai 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 ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך המבורך לעולם ועד המבורך לעולם ועד.
Please remain standing for the Shema. Let's take a moment and still our bodies. Let's take a deep breath in, holding it, and out. Another deep breath in, holding it, and letting it out. And one more deep breath in, holding it, letting it out. Let's cover our eyes as Joel leads us in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
May be seated unless your name's Elisi, and then you should go and join Joel at his podium. We are now going to do the Vahafta. Elisi is going to lead us. We are on page 154. She is leading us. She is not soloing.
Hello.
This is not a concert. Please sing along and give her support as she leads us. Page 154, the Vahafta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וכשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתיה ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
Say Yasher Koach. Yasher Koach. Good job. We now turn to page 158 for the Mi Chamocha. We are taught. Many have learned that a person who hears less may see more. One who sees less may perceive more. One who speaks slowly may have more to share. A person who moves with difficulty may have a clearer sense of direction. As we sing the Mi Chamocha, let us think about that sense of direction we needed to leave behind slavery and to find a way to freedom. Let us think about how we all helped each other across that sea of reeds. Let's think about the power it took for community to come together, to move to the other side, to move to a better place. Mi Chamocha, page 158.
Lai la lai lai ya la lai la lai ya lai la lai lai ya la lai la lai ya la lai lai ya la lai la lai ya la lai lai ya la lai la lai mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלי, לי, 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 מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים צהלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד לילה 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 מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלי לי 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 לי
We turn to page 162 for Vishamru. Let us turn to page 162 and read the English translation as a way to introduce this prayer. We read together. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat. Observing Shabbat throughout the ages is a covenant for all time. This is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורותם ברית עולם.
We turn to page 371 for the Misha Berach prayer. We say the Misha Berach for those who are ill of mind, body, spirit. On our Misha Berach list, Amy Coiteau, Bruce Newman, Denise Fontaine, Erwin Ames, Lisa Sage, Luis Pelayo, Lynn Newman, Mark Jeff, Micah Engber, Caleb Meshnick, Lee Stern, Milo Mandel, Neil Mitchell, Rabbi Stanley Davids, Steve Lincoln, Susan Vidal, Yoni Arusi, Rob Glucroft, Charlotte Cohen, Annette Diamond, Ruth Greenbaum, Hank Laufenberg. We also think of those in Israel, those affected by acts of terrorism, anti-Semitism, and bigotry, those caught in natural and unnatural disasters, those healing from all too frequent gun violence, and all those caring for the ill. If you have an additional name for our Misha Berach list, please share it with me now. Misha Berach Avotenu V'Imatenu. May the God of our ancestors grant our refuah shlema, complete and full healing to all those named this evening and all those we hold in our hearts. And together we say, the singing of Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor Haberacha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor Haberacha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We turn to page 164 for the Amidah. The Amidah means to stand, to rise. And each week, all of us allow our spirits to rise And to those of us that are physically able, we also rise onto our feet. So let's all have our spirits rise, and those who are able to physically stand, please do so. We are on page 164. And let's always remember to pray as if everything depends on God, but to act as if everything depends on us. Page 164.
Adonai שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avotenu veimotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו משני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We are on page 172. Please pray silently through page 180. When you're done with your silent prayer, you may be seated.
יהיו לרצון עם רפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון עם רפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. יהיו לרצון עם רפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון עם רפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. יהיו לרצון עם רפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך.
Lisa Sage, our board member in charge of our inclusion committee, please come forward. Here.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Hopefully I'm not hiding behind the candles, sorry. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Nice to see everyone here. And I'm so proud to be able to introduce Jake. First of all, I wanted to let you know a little bit about myself and my committee, because I think we're wonderful. Our committee can say that. So, JDAME is for Jewish Disabilities Awareness, Acceptance, and Inclusion Month. I got my position on the board. I started in July of 2020. I've been through 3 different sets of presidents. It's almost 5 years since I've been on the board, and it's been an honor and a privilege, and it's a lot of hard work. I've been doing a lot of hard work with my committee, and the committee has as well, not just me. I have a great committee. I have Jake Sherb, who's going to talk in a few minutes. I have Cynthia Deculis, one of our co-presidents. I have Laura Mitchell, and I have David McCarty Kaplan. And in the beginning, I had Chris Wilson for probably about a year or 2. So our committee is very diverse. We are Diversity and Inclusion Committee, and my board position is Diversity and Inclusion Trustee. So they made this position just for me because they really wanted me on the board. Rabbi asked me first, and I said, I'll have to think about it. And they didn't have the position I wanted available, so they made this for me. So that's the history of the committee and my board position. We started our committee in December of 2021. I just wanted to say one thing about Jake before he comes up here and before I forget, because it's not in my notes. Jake, when I first think of Jake, the first adjective I can think of is sweetheart, because he really is a sweetheart. I hardly ever think anything negative out of his voice. And whatever I say, even if it's something not nice, he'll always say a nice thing. But I usually say nice things. Anyways, so I'm glad you guys are laughing a little bit. So let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, in 2021, in December, we started my committee. That was our first meeting. And I had a panel on Zoom in February of 2021 with myself and 2 other people with disabilities. It was on Zoom because you all know what happened in March of 2020. There have been several other events, programs over the years for this special month. Jewish Disabilities Awareness, Acceptance, and Inclusion Month. They just added the word acceptance to it about a year or two ago. I met Jake in January of 2020. That was for our first B'nai Mitzvah class together. We had about 18 or 20 of us in the class. Rabbi John probably knows the exact number. And I met him, and he was sitting near me at one of the classes and started talking to him. And I didn't realize at first that he had a visual disability. And then later I saw his cane. So we started talking, and we have a lot in common. Even though we have different disabilities, we have a lot in common. And I got to know him over the next couple months until COVID hit, the middle of March. And then we had our lockdown, of course. Classes continued online for maybe a couple weeks or so. I don't remember how long. And then I got to know him more, of course, on our committee meetings. And in June of 2022, we had a second B'nai Mitzvah class so we could actually finish. And it came from 20 people down to about 8 of us. And 4 of us of the 8 were from the first class. I met a lot of nice people in B'nai Mitzvah class. The reason I'm saying this is because this congregation, even though I've been here forever, it seems, I always meet new people. So please reach out to new people that you see. I do see some new people here tonight that I haven't seen before, so hopefully I'll get to introduce myself to you later. I'm also saying this because I want to advertise that our congregation, even though we're small, we do a lot of wonderful events and programs. And they couldn't go on, and we couldn't keep our doors open if you guys don't help donate. Not just for high holidays, but any time of year. When you have some extra money in your account, you don't have a huge bill to pay, whatever, please think of us first. Give $100, $500, $1,000, whatever you can give, that will help us. No, I'm serious, okay? If you can only do 50, that's fine too. We'll take whatever you can give us so we can keep our doors open and continue these wonderful programs and events for all of us. And our rabbi can continue to be here and everybody else. Okay, so now, our first, oh, I already said that, I won't say it again. Okay, when I asked Jake to be a part of our committee, he was very glad and honored that I asked him. And of course, he joined us and has been on the committee ever since. We also have other members that have been on since the beginning. I already talked about them. And, yeah, I said that already. Okay, so, see, I'm skipping around in my notes, sorry. Okay, now, Jake is a great guy. He's a wonderful committee member. He's very intelligent, brilliant. He's a very positive attitude, positive person. He has a great smile. See it there? When you listen to him, he always says something that someone can learn from. And hopefully, when I say things, you can learn from me too. I've done these for the last few years. Last year, if you were here, you remember I talked about Mara Schulman, that she shared a lot of her story with me. And I was hoping that Jake would come this year, and he agreed. So we're very happy to have him tonight. He also has a great sense of humor. I'm so happy that he agreed to speak for us tonight, and I'm sure you'll learn a lot from him. I'm also glad that Jake and I have become friends. I'm going to read you his brief bio, and then he will share his experience living with his disability and being Jewish. Jake Sherb was born in Seattle, Washington. After graduating from the University of Washington, he moved to California and has been working as an electrical engineer for more than 20 years. Give him a hand. That's not an easy job. Electrical engineering. He is happily married and a proud father of 2 children. Jake deals with the challenges of living with vision loss on a daily basis. Everyone, please welcome Jake Sherb.
Thank you, Lisa, for that wonderful introduction. Nice. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight and to tell you my story. And I'm going to start from kind of my whole life and how my vision loss came to be and kind of where it's gone from there. I was, as Lisa mentioned, I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, and grew up. I had normal vision when I was a kid, and then as I got older, excuse me. So over the years, I went to high school, and in high school, I got my driver's license, got to drive, and then one trip my family decided to take a trip down here to Southern California. We went to Disneyland and went to that haunted mansion, and I'll still never forget that we were waiting to get onto the cars inside, and I was having difficulties, and my father thought that I was having depth perception issues when, in truth, I really couldn't see at all. And flash forward, as I was in college, I could tell that I had issues seeing at night, but didn't know anything about what was causing it or anything like that. And so I was due to get a new prescription for my contacts. I went to the optometrist. She looked in my eyes, and she saw some pigmentation on the retina and told me that I should go see an ophthalmologist. And the ophthalmologist looked and he said, "Oh yeah, you have retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, which is it's a pigmentation on the in the retina, and the rods and cones kind of slowly die. But essentially the progression is you first start by losing your night vision, and then your peripheral, and often it ends in complete blindness." So at that point it was bittersweet, but I was relieved to know that I knew what was going on now, and I could at least, address the situation of why I couldn't see at night. So then after college, I graduated from the University of Washington, came down to California for a job, and I'm at the same company, but at that time I was still driving, and over the years I started to lose more and more of my peripheral vision, and I got to the point where I'd walk around, I couldn't see if people were holding their hands out to shake, so I'd be the first to always put my hand out first. And then there were times where I'd constantly bruise my shins because I couldn't see anything down below my knees. So as an engineer, I was like, I think I can do something about this. So I started to wear shin guards underneath my pants, because why not? And that solved that problem for a while. And then as things started to get worse and worse, I didn't really tell people what was going on because I didn't want to be judged. My friends knew. But then over time, it got so bad that I was like, all right, I need to start to tell people, and I reached out to the state for the Department of Rehabilitation to get some help, and I got connected with an orientation mobility instructor who taught me how to use a cane and how to navigate, and that was amazing. And before that, I actually, as my vision got worse, there was a point about 20 years ago where I could tell that it was no longer safe to drive because I had to constantly scan left, right. Without peripheral, it's just not safe. And I gave up driving and started to take the bus, which was a huge burden lifted because I didn't have to deal with that stress anymore. And it also baked in a couple walks, so I got a lot of exercise. But anyway, flash forward. So I got to learn how to use the cane and navigate, and she put me through the test. I still had some vision in my central vision, and she would blindfold me for a lot of our outings so that I could know what it's like when I couldn't see at all. Anyway, I started to, I went to UCLA to an eye doctor after this, and I still go to him today, but I remember that after using the cane and such, he started to ask me on a yearly basis, would you be interested in getting a guide dog? And I was like, I just don't know how that would work in my life. I just couldn't figure it out. And he would ask me over and over again. And then about 2.5 years ago, my brother-in-law took me to meet someone else who was a guide dog user, and I realized that my hang-ups were ones that, could be worked around, and actually the benefits were so much that outweighed the negatives. And so after that meeting, I went ahead and submitted my application and started the process to get a guide dog. And I applied at the Guide Dogs of America, which, yeah. So when I finally got into the class the following year, or the April after I applied, and that's when I met this guy. But basically, they matched me up with a dog that walks at the speed that I normally walk, which is interesting because with the cane, I thought I walked fast, but using a guide dog, I can walk my normal speed, which is very fast. And so this guy, I introduced the guy, his working name is Shadow, but some of you may know his other name as well. But going through the training, they put us through all sorts of environments in the malls and going up escalators and going to areas that had no sidewalks and even trains. And I'll tell you that those 3 weeks of training were sometimes harder than going to work. It was amazing. But then got home and it took me a few months to actually trust this guy, because it's really, he goes at a speed that's fast. And while, yes, that's my normal speed, it still is. Imagine yourself being blindfolded and being guided by a dog. It's hard to trust someone else. I went from having a cane that was my eyes, I could feel the curbs and everything, to now trusting my companion here to find curbs and to notify me of cracks. And now when I'm walking with him, I feel so at ease. He'll point out cracks and curbs, and if he's really concerned about me, I can feel his head right below my knee, like, hey, there's something coming up. But I'll tell you, it comes with some perks. He keeps me on my toes. There was one morning I came into work, and he always would guide me from the entrance to the building to our inner lobby doors to get into the building. But one day, he entered the elevator, and the elevator's doors closed. It happened to be open. So he just went inside, and the doors closed, and I was like, where am I? This is not right. And then I realized, oh yeah, he led me into the elevator. So I had to figure out how to open the doors and get out, but I got out. And then the first time I took him on the bus, it was a charter bus. It was a commuter express, and I tried to get him to go in before me so that he would be out of the aisle, and I made a mistake and tapped a seat, and he jumped up on the seat. He's not supposed to be on furniture or seats. And I was horrified, and everyone else in the bus was laughing, and I was like, oh, okay, I see how it is. So I was trying to get him off the seat and telling him to get down, and instead, he scooted over by the window and still sat on the seat saying, look, there's a seat for you here. And so, eventually I did get him down, and the bus driver just laughed. Nobody was upset about it, but just myself, my own horror of what he was doing. But I will tell you that it has been a very interesting experience, and I'll tell you that I got my companion here from the Guide Dogs of America, and one of friends here who is the manager of admissions and graduate services, Greg, in the audience, and I feel so honored that you came, so thank you. And anytime I have issues or questions, it's an amazing organization. They'll help you and such. And by the way, they also have besides just guide dogs, they also have a branch that helps with service dogs to help those with PTSD and children with autism, and as well as facility dogs. It's very humbling. That I'll tell you. Let's see. And moving forward, so with the guide dog, as my vision had gotten worse and everything, I'm very fortunate of where I work. I used to do a lot of my tasks myself and sometimes there are visual tasks, and because I finally got comfortable enough to let people know about my vision loss, it's become less of an issue. People will help me. What was interesting is during that transition, people, my manager I know used to think that I was slow at doing things, and it was finally one of my colleagues told him, no, Jake's not slow. He just can't see that well. So it's one of those things that it is challenging to work as an electrical engineer, but with the right support system, it has been, I've been able to continue my career, and it's been amazing. So outside of that, I have a wonderful wife, Jira, who most of you know, and and my kids, who unfortunately didn't make it tonight, but thank you. And I wanted to also mention that as some tips of when you deal with people with vision loss, a couple things that I wish people would know are, one is, imagine being blindfolded and having someone come up to you and say hello. Sometimes it's really hard. I know a lot of people's voices, and I can identify you. But just a tip, it would be very helpful if you introduce yourself when you say hello, so that way I know who you are and who I'm talking to. And then another one is, if you're done or if you're moving on, and just let me know that, or let that person know that you're done talking to them, and that way I know. So, because, not that I mind talking to myself, it's okay, but it's always better to know that that person's not there. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I want you to know that I do feel like, while vision loss is my challenge, I think we all have our own challenges, and finding people with those same challenges is very helpful. And I'm thankful that I met Greg, and I'm thankful that I've met other people with vision loss, so that we can share our stories and help each other out. And just as a community, we can help each other out no matter what our challenges are. Thank you very much, and Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Come on, buddy.
Jake, thank you for sharing these words with us tonight. I've heard you speak here, I believe, a couple times when you were speaking to our children a few years ago. And your warmth when you speak to children is always outstanding. And speaking to us tonight was also outstanding. We really appreciate you sharing your experiences with us. We're going to continue with the favorite part of every service. That favorite part is, thank you, announcements. I'd like to ask Laura Rabney, past president, to come forward with a few announcements for us. Well,
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you, Rabbi and Joel, for a beautiful service. Thank you, James. Everyone say hi to James. Sound and streaming. Thank you, Jake. Jake, that was so inspiring. It was amazing to hear your story, and beautiful. Great. So thank yous to the Rossman family for co-sponsoring tonight's ONEG in honor of Elise. You did amazing for your B'nai Mitzvah tomorrow. We can't wait. I'm sure you're going to be fantastic. would you come up here so I can give you something? Another round of applause for Lisi. This is for you on behalf of the board. We're so proud of you. It's a Kiddush cup, and we hope that you remember all of us every time you use it. And Mazel Tov, you did awesome. So great. You'll be up here all day tomorrow, so go ahead and rest now. And then we also want to thank Gary and Peggy Chiat for co-sponsoring in the ONEG as well, in memory of Sylvia and Mo. So thank you, thank you, thank you. A few announcements. Our Kol Tikva Adult Education Series continues, and we've partnered with Holocaust Claims Conference to ensure survivors' voices and stories are remembered. This Monday, we welcome Paul Gertler via Zoom to tell his story. There's a QR code on the Shalom sheet to sign up and get a link, and I encourage everyone to do so. Our next community event is Purim. Can you believe we're at Purim already? Like, this year is just flying by. It is on Friday, March 14th, and everyone come with your costumes and get ready for a really great event. Please go to our website to sign up so that we know how many people are coming so that we can accommodate everyone. And then save the date for the gala. I know, you feel like we just talked about the gala last year, and here we are again. So Saturday, April 26th, please put it in your calendar. Please go ahead and already go on our website to get tickets. We are honoring Dan Roman and Joe and Ira Karnofsky this year. So please, please, please come to the gala. Buy your tickets today. Tonight's tzedakah will go to the Guide Dogs of America in honor of Jewish Disability Awareness and Acceptance and Inclusion Month. So thank you to everyone who previously donated Judaica for the Jewish Women International. We're still collecting Judaica until Purim for the Jewish Federation of LA, who will donate to the wildfire victims. If you're new to Kol Tikva, welcome. Please see anybody with a badge and come talk to us. We'd love to talk to you more about who we are. And have a wonderful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
We turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. We take a moment to remember the recently departed. Ariel and Kafir Bibas, remembered by the Jewish community. Oded Lifshitz, remembered by the Jewish community. Rabbi Micah Ellenson, remembered by the Kol Tikva community. Michael Elkins, remembered by the Decker family. Morris Avlas, remembered by the Avlas family. Jean Darnell, remembered by the Oberman and Darnell families. Barry Goldberg, remembered by the McCluskey and Goldberg families. We also hold in our prayers the hostages and soldiers who have lost their lives in the current Mideast conflict, those killed by gun violence, those that have passed through the floods, fires, and other natural and unnatural disasters, and those that have no one but us to say Kaddish for them. We also remember those who died during this season in years past. Zion Adhami, David Ames, Moses Bezbek, Herman Bruskin, Mo Chiat, Sylvia Chiat, Leonard Cohen, Jack Leon Drucker, Alexander Elson, Adassa Eschel, Frieda Feinberg, Lila Friedland, Daniel Garnick, Irving Gersten, Sam Greenspan, Ann Hall, Dorothea Herzog, Herbert Karnofsky, Sarah Knopf, Eugene Lang, Alan Levitt, Jeanette Lezak, Louis L. Mitchell, Sigmund Nugrosko, Tilly Reitner, Max Riskin, Eugene Rubin, Gussie Ray Selden, Sarah Shane, Tom Sherrick, Vivian Stad, Jerry Thaler, and Penny Wildman. If you have an additional name for our Kaddish or Yortzeit list, please share it with us now. If you're in the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, please rise. If you're observing a yortzeit, please rise. These are the mourners in our midst. We rise to show them our love and our support. We are on page 598. Yitgadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlech malchutei v'chayachon v'mechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarak le'olam olamei amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tishbachata v'nechemata, Namiran be'alma v'imru. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Useh shalom b'mromav, uyaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel and to all humankind. And together we say, put your arms around the people next to you, or put down your books and then put your arms around the people next to you. If you do not know them, ask their permission first by introducing yourself. I think so.
Shalom b'romav, Uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
See, Alisi, come right here and hold our Kiddush cup. You're going to take this, you're going to face the community. It's filled with grape juice, don't worry. Face them, hold it up high. And now a short Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Little sip.
L'chaim.
I am. Now I'm going to have you hold the challah for us. Can you hold this? I want everyone to come forward and place your hand on the shoulder of the person in front of you until we're all connected as one community. Don't be shy. Everybody come forward. Come forward. Don't be shy. Past presidents are being shy. Come on forward. Let's all connect. If you're not coming forward, send your spirit forward. Let's all point at the challah with our free hand and go yummy, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum.
And now the hamotzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avot.
Give someone a hug, give a kiss, wish them Shabbat Shalom, and then come get a piece of challah from Alisi.
Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
Oneg in their social hall. Oneg in their social hall. Get out of here.